Welcome one and all to episode 2 of Wrestling's Real, the unfiltered and uncensored video podcast in which we talk about the best and worst shows in the history of pro wrestling. I am Andy, flanked by my brother Kyle.
I'm Kyle. I love you, Andrew.
I love you.
I love you.
I love you most. I love you and your Macho Man sunglasses
Thank
you're wearing
you.
right now.
I have to.
Kyle's actually wearing Macho Man Randy Savage sunglasses.
That's right.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
That's right.
It's perfect for this
Lovely show.
lovely show, to say the least.
We are also flanked by our brother from another mother, Mario. Boys, last episode was so much fun. I had so much fun doing it. I had so much fun making it, even though YouTube are a bunch of fucking jerks.
It's all good, man. It's
Oh
all
my
good.
god, the copyright system on YouTube is so frustrating, but I'm so happy we have a beautiful slideshow on YouTube. It's fabulous.
We have the first draft though on Spotify.
On Spotify, the uncensored version of it, the copyright-friendly version of it.
Yeah, so you get to actually the actual footage on Spotify. Exclusive shit. You get to see that shit there.
We are also flanked by my lovely fiance, Kelly.
Woo!
Oh,
She's cool. I wanted her to specifically review this because Kelly, I know how much you love Halloween, and I know how much you love spooky time.
I do love spooky time.
And what's more spooky?
Season.
And what's more spooky than a monster truck sumo match?
Nothing.
If you could rate this 1 out of 10 spookies, how many spookies would you give your favorite?
Spookies? Like a
Spookies.
2.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that this is the
I think I
debut
saw-
episode of Kelly that she
Yeah.
has to talk about this shit.
It's fabulous.
I think I saw Halloween anything maybe a handful of times.
The set is
Yeah.
tremendous.
Yeah,
The
they
set is great. It's got all the
the
tombstones.
most the nameplates and stuff, and
Oh, the fucking
set
PNG,
itself.
just fucking of a witch going
the set
by.
itself.
It was a
it's-
witch? I thought it was a pumpkin.
Well, there was
It
a bunch of different
for
ones.
everybody.
There's a
There's
bunch of
ghost.
different ones. Yeah, there's
Macho
like
Man
a,
bats.
Macho
there's
Man
like
got
a
spider.
goofy looking pumpkin. I don't know if you remember.
yeah,
He has a
it was
big
that.
head.
That thing was fucking creepy.
Yeah,
Kelly
yeah.
said it looked like Lex Luger's head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Because it came on for him, too. And I go, wait, is that nice?
Yeah, it's a picture of him. How nice.
We are talking about, of course, Halloween Havoc 1995, emanating from the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, Michigan. The show begins with the funniest, corniest, deliciously garbage intro.
It's
love
like
the
a
whole
guilty
Hogan gig.
pleasure to me.
Did you
'Cause
guys?
it's so.
Did you guys know about the Dungeon of Doom going into this?
Of course.
Oh yeah,
Of
No.
course.
That's we share that video all the time of Hulk. It was like this happened like weeks before this when he's down there.
I've never
There's
been
no
here before."
Hulkamaniacs here.
Yeah, that's
not
what
hot.
that's what I'm like. I never watched Dungeon of Doom shit. Why would I? Why would I go out of my way and watch that?
I've never seen it in my life.
Look at this.
It's literally
It's like Power Rangers.
It's an 80s cartoon villain.
I didn't
as-
like it.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
It's like this. What you
Jabba
were-
the Hutt.
Literally, yeah. Mario was saying
Oh, no,
earlier, it's a Sith Lord. It's like
Alicia was
like
watching
Snoke.
a bit of this. She's like, "Is that like Snoke?" I thought it was funny that she pulled out Snoke. Nice B-roll.
Yeah,
Like,
the master,
I don't get it.
Curtis
like,
Iakea.
why?
he has flour all over him.
Like you have Kevin Sullivan as Taskmaster.
He's the task.
He-
He's
not our
He
Taskmaster.
doesn't look that goofy, right? He does.
Yeah.
He looks goofy,
Yeah.
but like you have members of the Dungeon of Doom that look like dumb as fuck, like characters.
Oh yeah.
And then some that just look like wrestlers.
It's so
Like
bizarre.
the Giant and like Kevin Kelly.
Okay.
And then you literally have a mummy on the same patch.
It's a mummy.
It
it's a
makes
Yeti,
no
okay?
sense. Sorry, the Yeti.
The Yeti. Okay.
My bad.
Kevin Sullivan.
It's garbage.
It's really hard for Kevin Sullivan to be taken seriously as like this evil underling. He's kind of like the Rita Repulsa to like the Master's Lord Zed.
Lord Zed.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Like it's really hard to take him seriously when he's got that thick ass Boston accent.
And he's
We're
also-
gonna watch the fucking Red Sox after this.
It's also like they're fucking screaming at me.
Oh my
for
God.
like 5 minutes straight.
They cut a promo later in the show. We'll
exactly.
get to that.
We'll get to it.
I dissociated real hard when that was on.
Oh, I don't blame you. Yeah, I was ready to shut it off there.
But I selected this show strictly for the ending and the Yeti and all that dumb shit. But I completely forgot that there's a monster truck sumo match being advertised.
Yeah.
You mean they're gonna play chicken?
Basically, with giant trucks. And honestly, a kind of guilty pleasure. Hogan's truck is pretty dope looking.
We were talking about that on the way up here. We're like, I want those as Rocket League cars.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Especially the Hogan one.
The Hogan one's really cool.
The hood.
I also like the Dungeon of Doom one.
That one's cool too.
I like the spine.
But I was expecting like Twisted Metal. Like I wanted them to like fuck each other up.
Like WWE Crush Hour.
But Kyle killed kayfabe for me too because he noticed that they're not driving the trucks.
They're not. I was wondering
two
that.
steering wheels.
They're two-seaters, yeah. There's somebody else in there.
When me and Andrew initially watched this together, like a couple days ago, we immediately saw Hulk Hogan in his monster truck, and we were like, "What? It's already started?"
Yeah, the show. Okay, the show throws to Tony Schiavone, and again, we're blessed with Bobby Heenan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Bobby Heenan once again saves the fucking show, steals the show, doesn't save it because the show's dead.
Yeah, the show's dead on arrival.
And Andrew, honestly, I'm gonna shoot with you right now. I like you a little bit less for making me watch this because
honestly, same.
It's like it's so bad.
It's
at
really
times.
bad.
There are like little sprinkles of this show that like makes me smile, and I popped. We'll get to it. The JL versus fucking who? I forgot.
Oh, Sabu.
Sabu. Yeah, I forget about Sabu, but I remember JL.
You remember Jerry Lynn under a map?
Of course. My bad.
This show is so discombobulated. It opens up with them on the roof already. Like having the sumo match when it didn't even start yet.
They were like hot dogging each other in the trucks. I'm like,
They're
in the middle of the fucking sumo
it was
match.
happening, and then they cut it off.
Yeah, and then they go
didn't
to
explain
later
it?
on in the show. There's like pre-tapes of like Hogan and Giant backstage, but it's just weird as fuck. And it goes back to the arena. Schiavone throws to a clip of I think WCW Saturday Night the week before.
Dope set by the way.
Sting. It is a great set. So futuristic.
Love that door.
Terminator,
that should be in like video games.
It really should. It's Sting having like a U.S. title match, and I guess who was supposed to come out? Johnny B. Bad, but it was Brian Pillman instead.
Yep, Johnny B. Bad couldn't.
He had a flat
make
tire.
I put in my notes. That was my first note. You should have had. You should have got me there.
Johnny B. Bad, he comes in, his face is covered with dirt because if you've ever changed the fucking tire before, your face is always going to be covered in dirt for some reason.
Yeah, Mark Howard got a flat tire. That's
someone
tough.
Put their hand on him like this. You can see like where the thumbprint is on the left side of his face.
And you know what's crazy? This isn't the worst part of his career. He got cucked out in fucking WWE.
Oh my god.
And with this gimmick, I asked Andrew like, okay, I don't get it. Mark Marrow.
Johnny B. Bad.
And
a
Andrew,
Little Richard inspired character.
Literally, and that's what he said to me. He said like it's like just white Little Richard.
Yeah, basically.
And I thought he was joking.
No.
I was like, okay, all right. And then later in the match, his finish is called the Tutti Frutti.
Yeah.
And I was shocked.
No, for real.
And I kind of popped for him. I was begging for it.
He was more Little Richard like in 93, like when he first started as Johnny B. Bad, he was more Little Richard. He had the perm and he had like the lip gloss and he was like, wow, baby. Like,
really?
Yeah. And then he kind of like became like his own, but he's still named after Little Richard. It's really weird. We see Diamond Dallas Page.
Look at all his hair.
And then Max Muscle.
Remember Max Muscle?
No. Who the fuck is Max Muscle? I looked it up on Wikipedia. Wikipedia didn't even know. Wikipedia was just like, bro, I don't know who the fuck you're talking about.
I hear what you're saying, but I don't know what you're talking about.
I know what you're saying, but I can't hear you. But Max Muscle, and they're having like a little scrap. Do you remember what Diamond Dallas Page said to him?
No.
He's like, I'm sorry your 4 tires went out. And Johnny B. Bad's like, it was 1 tire. It was something stupid like that.
How'd you know it was 4 tires?
And apparently that's why they're having a match, because they were just arguing backstage. Diamond Dallas Page comes out with the worst wrestling gear.
What?
Second to the Yeti in terms of the worst wrestling gear of all time. Fucking Giant Gonzalez's gear looks cooler. He looks like a VR trooper. The fuck is he wearing? But he comes out to the ring with Johnny B. Bad's gun. He comes out with his confetti gun because that was his gimmick. He would come out and he'd shoot his confetti all over the crowd. Maybe it was a euphemism for jizz. I don't know. But then Johnny B. Bad comes out, or so we thought. Mark Merrill comes through the crowd.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Attacks him from behind. We need more of that. Come on. We need more of that today.
Like a decoy coming out.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
Imagine Cody and Lesnar if they had a decoy.
They had a second Cody.
Yeah, they had a second Cody with the stupid Homelander outfit. That'd be adorable. They just basically brawl to the outside, and then he puts a bucket on his head, and it's just really bizarre. Do you guys...
I put that in my notes as well. Mark puts a bucket on DDP.
Where did he find that bucket?
It was in ringside.
It was probably like
everything's in ringside. Check under the ring, dude. Sometimes Hornswoggle's under there. There's many items under the ring.
It's true.
Like, I don't like when people question, like, shit. How did shit get there?
It's
under
wrestling.
the ring is like the fucking mystery box.
Yeah, because
from fucking World at War.
Yeah,
okay.
I hate explaining it too because people are like, oh, they just put those pieces of equipment because you need them to work, like chairs and tables for events. And I'm like, yeah, what are the candlesticks for?
It's for the spot.
It's for the spot.
It's for the spot. Simple as that.
What's Danhausen
Enjoy
doing
it.
under the ring?
Danhausen come out and curse you.
He lives there. Okay, bud? He lives with Hornswoggle.
Don't ask
Underworld.
questions.
To be honest, the match isn't that bad. It wasn't bad. Not a bad
it
opener.
was kind of exciting.
Some of the earlier matches in this pay-per-view are like some good wrestling.
Diamond Dallas Page was in his late 30s when this happened.
I would say the first half of this pay-per-view was more enjoyable than the
For sure, because you had
second
actually
half.
good wrestlers.
You actually had wrestling in it.
Oh, yeah. You had fucking wrestling, and it was entertaining.
There
as hell.
wasn't monster trucks.
Yeah. Diamond Dallas Page, he started training as a pro wrestler when he was 35.
Whoa.
Mario, there's still time.
Exactly. That's
I
what
can go out
that's
there.
what I say. Like, DDP, man, he started late.
Yeah.
Anybody can.
And
you
he
know?
didn't even, he's not even in his
DDP is-
peak. He didn't hit his peak until his early 40s.
DDP is an inspiration.
He really is.
Love him.
Love him to death. Obviously, Kimberly had scorecards, which I don't remember at all.
And there's a particular spot in this match that got me excited.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it. So Mark Marrow does a double axe handle, I believe,
Yeah.
off the top rope. And I think he does a couple moves after that or something like that. And Kimberly puts out the 10 for Mark Marrow.
That's right. And she gave him the fuck me eyes. She's just
Fact.
like, ooh, Johnny B.
And
Bad.
that was a huge pop.
That was a huge pop.
Huge pop and, like, deservingly so. That was great.
Max Muscle, the finish of the match is Max Muscle. He goes to hit Johnny B. Bad, but this spot never works. Like, if you watch this spot in other matches where, like, the bad guy is holding the good guy,
Dude,
and
Max
the other bad
Muscles-
guy's gonna hit.
Max Muscles, it's tough.
Max Muscle is a worse seller than I
I think
am.
there's a reason why he doesn't have a Wikipedia page, and that's the very reason.
Max Muscle sells worse than I did. Like, he just, like, he falls over on the
You're
apron.
a way better seller than Max Muscles.
Oh,
Come
okay,
on now.
for sure.
I don't think he had to sell it.
No, he didn't. Johnny B. Bad wins because I guess the fucking lariat that Max Muscle was going to throw, it wasn't a lariat. It was like a smell my arm. Like, he just, here you go. It's like Mario.
Come on.
The weak offense. Hits DDP instead. DDP loses the WCW television title. Pretty ugly belt. I'm just going to say it right now. I'd never liked WCW's titles, except for their world title and the U.S.
it's
title.
okay. I mean, it's okay.
Cliche wrestling belt.
Yeah.
The next match is the Zodiac versus Macho Man Randy Savage.
Literally like a zebra man.
Look at the little
Zebra
witch.
man
Look at the
with
witch going
hair
across.
horn coming out, and it so happens to be Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
That's right.
Which blew my mind.
That's
when
Brutus
Andrew told me.
Beefcake.
Are you fucking kidding me? This is the worst gimmick I've ever seen.
You know, backstage he was just like, Hulk, it'd be awesome if, like, me and you fought the Dungeon of Doom, and Hulk, to preserve his spots, like, I think you should join the Dungeon of Doom, dude.
Join it, brother.
Join it, brother.
So
Look like
is
a
this
fucking
like
zebra
prime?
striped gum?
Is this prime era where like Hulk Hogan's just like giving people his best friends role like shit,
Oh, dude, Hulk Hogan, like,
or is that his entire?
say what you will about Hulk Hogan, okay?
He hooks his friends up.
He hooks his fucking friends up. Like, the Nasty Boys and Brutus the Barber Beefcake and Jimmy Hart will have jobs
Oh,
until
God.
for as long as Hogan's alive. What is the Zodiac character?
Yeah, explain it to me.
I don't know.
What is this?
He just
other than what I said previously.
Well,
what does it mean?
He speaks in yes and no's. So he says
that's
yes
right.
and no and no and yes, and he just comes out the He's just,
No, I know exactly what his gimmick is.
that's what he's doing.
No, his gimmick is to come out and fucking lay down after a 2-minute match. That's
Facts.
his gimmick. Macho Man
Facts.
takes him down. I literally went
Squash
to go.
match.
I went to go blow my fucking nose, and the match was over. I was like excited to see Mach. I'm like, okay, let's see Mach in action. We saw him in the Rumble, obviously, last week or whatever.
He comes out, makes a
But-
great entrance, and
Yeah.
he fucking goes up to some guy's
Macho
wife.
Man looks so cool.
I'm gonna fuck you later. Yeah.
I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime. Yeah.
The match starts with basically
An elbow drop.
But no, there was a spot where a fan came in the ring.
Oh yeah.
What? I
Yeah.
didn't even see
You
that.
didn't catch that?
No.
A fan comes into the ring, tries to get at Macho, and Macho is completely no-selling it. Just totally brushes him off. Now, that's 1995 babyface Savage. If this was 1999 roided fucking Savage,
Oh,
he
he
would
would've
have
been-
he
That
would
kid
have
would've
beat
been
the
dead.
shit out of that. Yeah,
It would have
would've
been like
been
a
dead.
Sub-Zero spine rip.
he would
right
kill
there.
you. He would have fucking killed you. But thankfully, Randy's a pro, beats the shit out of the Zodiac. And that's it. He just fucking beats him with an elbow drop. I can get you on the show, dude, but it's only gonna be 3 minutes.
This was my favorite part of the match.
I listened to the What Happened When episode with Tony Schiavone, and he reviewed this show, and I listened to it to get
I gotta listen to that.
to get some more insight on this show. Amazing episode, by the way. Schiavone shits on WCW, but he says that Brutus Beefcake got paid approximately $5,000 for this match.
Okay.
$5,000 to come out and then die.
Cool.
It's great.
I would do that too.
Yeah.
I would take $5,000 to fucking
Right?
lay down.
Take
for,
$5,000 to get an elbow drop
Just
from Randy
a
Savage,
dry-
I'd only have to do stuff for 3 minutes. Yeah.
Dressed like that.
but you would have to look like that.
That's fine.
Yeah. I'll
All
do
right.
it.
As long as you're okay with that.
Fucking give me fucking nipple piercings and shit. I'll fucking do whatever. Cock ring. I don't care. I'll be there.
Oh my god.
I'll lay down for Mach.
Oh my god. Mean Gene does an ad for the WCW hotline.
I wish this was still a thing. I
Dude,
want to call.
I was thinking the same thing. Hotline should make a comeback. Fuck Twitter.
I was about to tell him to call it because fucking I wasn't like watching the screen when that was on, so I heard them like saying the number, and I go to tell him to call that right now, but then I see that it says phone line not service.
That's like shit.
What if I called?
Imagine a hotline.
It's like a funeral home in Florida, and I'm just like, "Hello, Mean Gene."
No, Sting is still there. He
Sting picks up.
when he's not on Dynamite. He
It's
goes
Sting's
out there. And he's
number.
answering.
Social media ruined it because now, like, there's instant gratification after a
Social
match.
media has ruined everything.
Oh my god, Flair on Kill Tony.
Yeah.
Social
Sorry.
media, you guys are crazy. I'm gonna,
That's
I'm
it.
gonna-
I'm leaving.
I'm gonna say one thing, guys. Come here, listen.
Everyone's
Never
laughing
talk
at
bad
him.
about someone who donates their time. Okay.
To children.
As soon as someone gets disrespected, I am leaving. Yet, literally, he was a heel all his life and called
Yeah.
like people fat and like threatened to fuck people.
Exactly.
Especially that fat
He's-
one. Yeah.
I don't make fun of people, okay?
They call us snowflakes. Fucking Ric Flair called Theodore Long the N-word in 1981. Google it. I think Hotline should make a comeback. I mean, let Kyle call Ripley after a match.
Oh, dude, I would love that. Absolutely.
Just, hello, Rhea.
If you say it like that, absolutely.
I would call Bobby Lashley. It's
How
a
you
random
doing?
one. I know you're catering right now, Bobby. Let's talk.
Oh, honey. Johnny B. Bad cut the most babyface promo of all time. I give my 110% every time I'm out there for you, for them, for me. Like, it's so babyface.
Lots of heart.
Lots of heart.
His voice, I made a note of that. Like, it's just, like it doesn't match him.
No.
Like you expect a little more like twang and like a little deeper.
He cuts the most babyface promo, and he gets invited. No, he invites Mean Gene to go vibe with him the whole night.
I would have to vibe with him.
Yeah.
Get a couple of beverages. Good
Let's
Lord.
go. Let's go get some moussaka.
Couple of Michelob Ultra.
And he said, in honor of Johnny B. Bad, Mean Gene says he's going to fucking tear the house down at a karaoke bar and sing Tutti Frutti.
Tutti Frutti.
Fuck yeah.
Honor of your Tutti Frutti, I'm going to sing Tutti Frutti in the key of C down at Pegasus tonight.
I'd like to hear that, Gene.
He sang it and covered it. I looked it up.
Really?
It's tremendous.
good?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna play it right now. Heenan and Schiavone have no chemistry. I don't.
Yeah.
I love them both. I love Shivani.
Especially coming off of the 92 Rumble.
Yeah.
Where the commentary was tremendous.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I'm talking about like that monsoon. You know what I mean? That monsoon Heenan energy.
Definitely not. Yeah.
It was not here. As a matter of
But
fact, Bobby
still-
looked checked out for most of the show.
At some parts you could see it in his face, like he's like, "Oh, brother."
Even he wants his
Especially-
pay-per-view to end.
Especially
He's
seeing
please.
especially seeing all that Dungeon of Doom shit or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, he's
Like,
just like, what
I
the
would
fuck
be
happened to
checked
this?
out too. And Bobby Heenan, he's a smart person.
The next match is Kurasawa versus Hawk, formerly of the Legion of Doom. This is Manabu Nakanishi. He actually just retired like a couple years ago.
Wow.
Like, yeah, he was in New Japan. He was at like Wrestle Kingdom and shit like that.
Good on him, man.
It's crazy that a lot of like Japanese stars got their start in America in WCW.
And in
the
WWF
90s.
on the other side, it was none of that. There was none of that.
Duke
so,
the Dumpster Drozy.
yeah, so
What's
getting,
a New Japan, brother?
getting New Japan guys and just like people from around the world and cruiserweights is a treat.
I don't know why Kurosawa has Colonel Robert Parker, Doug Dimmadome with him. Kyle made that joke.
Yeah, I
right?
put that in my notes.
Doug Dimmadome, owner of the
Dimmadome.
Dimsdale Dimmadome.
JBL, we can go on.
He's like
champ kind.
He looks like the Colonel. Like, why is he with a Japanese like badass?
A mouthpiece. I guess. Heel mouthpiece.
Hawk comes out. We get to see Hawk again
Yeah, Hawk.
by himself.
Where's Animal?
Yeah, it's like
Where
that.
is he?
It's like that episode of South Park where like Terrence gets all fat because he
Oh,
hasn't
yeah,
he
yeah.
hasn't been with Philip in a while. Like that's what this kind of reminds me of. Not saying Hawk's out of shape, but it's just sad to see him on his lonesome.
Yeah, by
As a matter of fact,
himself.
Animal hurt his back.
Damn.
And he didn't wrestle for a few years because he had the Lloyd's of London insurance policy, so he was milking that for as much as he possibly could, rightfully so.
I just want to say, when you get a match like this, Hawk versus a New Japan guy you mentioned, that sounds good on paper.
Yeah, and it did not deliver, unfortunately.
And yeah,
It was short
not.
as shit.
it was very short.
It was so short. They didn't really do anything. I mean, could it
Pretty
have,
boring.
It could have been a good match. You see,
Absolutely.
you see a guy like Nakanishi and Hawk, world-renowned pro wrestlers. How long did this match go? Somebody
3 minutes, like 3 or 4 minutes.
That's pretty tough. I don't like this show felt like a Nitro or something that would be on TV.
Yeah.
This was a pay-per-view that you had to pay for. And we get
How much? Like $50-$60?
yeah, this, and you know what pisses me off? Fucking you get Randy Savage and the Zodiac and Kurasawa and Road Warrior Hawk. Fucking in the pre-show, we get Eddie Guerrero versus Disco Inferno. Fucking Chris Benoit and Dean Malenko teaming up to defeat the Blue Bloods, Lord Steven Regal and Bobby Eaton. Like,
That
how come
sounds
we don't
good.
get that on the fucking main
Yeah,
show?
that actually sounds good.
Like, what the fuck? The match, it was 3 minutes and 15 seconds. It ends with a Samoan drop. From a Japanese wrestler, it's kind of weird. But
How exciting.
He gives him a Samoan drop, and then Colonel Parker fucking holds his foot while it's on the rope. It's just
Yep.
really confusing, and he wins.
Hawk didn't even sell this after this finish.
Yeah, he got up immediately.
Immediately starts hot dogging.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're supposed to lay down. Remember, you're dead. You got to stay down.
He pulled a fucking Austin Aries at Bound for Glory. He just got up immediately. He's just like, thank you.
Hawk is he's
Wrestling's fake.
he's a road warrior, okay? He can't sell that shit.
We go to Mean Gene Okerlund backstage, and he's about to interview Randy Macho Man Savage. This might be a hot take. This is one of the greatest Randy Savage promos of all time.
Well, an iconic.
Iconic promo.
I love the
iconic.
pacing.
So many sound bites.
An
Pacing
iconic
when he comes in,
sound
He's
bite.
like a shark, man. He's like,
We get the
yeah.
Dig it,
Yeah.
dig it.
I
There's
just
so many iconic sound bites from this promo.
the classic. Yeah.
Like, he's amazing. I'm wild, yeah.
Because I'm wild, yeah.
He's so entertaining. So entertaining.
Mean Gene has always had the best chemistry with Hogan, but Macho's a close second. The way they bounce off each other and like the facial expressions, he says his mustache is crooked. Like, their chemistry is unreal. And Macho Man, there will never be another Macho Man Savage.
Nothing like it.
Never. We then go to JL, Jerry Lynn under a hood. Jerry Lynn is, of course, a legend. You know, he went on to become a huge star in ECW. He was in WWE for a cup of coffee. But Jerry Lynn, currently working for AEW, he's one of the best of all time.
Why did he have a gimmick where he dressed up as like a Wish version of like Halloween Havoc Rey Mysterio?
Oh,
well,
honey.
this came first.
This did come first.
I guess Ray took this from JL.
So would that make Ray like a IKEA version of Mr. JL?
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Fucking Sabu and his uncle, the original Sheik, come out.
OG Sheik. This was, I think
this
this
shit pissed me off.
this match was a highlight for me.
It was a highlight.
It was pretty good.
And you know what pisses me off? This was 3 minutes as well.
Was
This
it?
was 3 minutes and 25 seconds.
Wow, that's sad.
And like for what we got in the 3 minutes, that was awesome.
It was fun, yeah.
It was so fun. It could have been amazing if they had more time. It was fast paced, a lot of like moonsaults and top
Yeah.
rope shit. When the match ends,
There you go, yeah. Sheik.
Sheik throws a fucking fireball.
When the match is over.
When the match is over.
Not even to win the
That
match.
pisses me off.
That is dope as hell.
Oh, the fireball.
Okay, right? You planned a fireball spot at the end of this fucking match,
Yeah.
and you don't let fucking camera 2 know.
Yeah, there's a fucking camera
Yeah,
right
there's
there.
literally one
That
right there.
camera had the angle, and we barely see the fucking ball
No,
at the
yeah.
bottom
Yeah.
corner of the fucking screen.
That's fucking WCW for you.
Like,
Just always
there's got to
fucking
be a
around.
cut of that. Look, that guy's got the shot. You're looking at the guy that has the shot.
Yeah, WCW, they were just a botch factory.
At least hit the fucking hard cam.
Yeah,
Oh,
this,
yeah.
this is not a good era here.
But not
This is
only
not fun.
Not only did they miss the fireball completely, but why?
I like it.
Just save it for like a big angle. Save it for like the Dungeon of Doom shit. Just not a random
You know
prelim card, prelim match.
I get it. What I like about it is just like I just like seeing like an old dude just like throw fucking a fireball at somebody.
It's just like me when I'm
Yeah.
like in a terror raid battle in Pokemon Scarlet, and like everyone else already took out the fucking boss, but I still hit Fire Blast on my Charizard. Like he's
I know what
down.
he's talking about. We go back to the arena. This show is paced so fucking weird. Like you get a backstage segment, then you get a match, then you get another
Does it
backstage
not feel
segment.
like a TV like
It feels like a television show.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I get it. You know, they were making Nitro at the time, but like, don't do your pay-per-views like that. But yeah, the show's paced so goddamn weird. We get to the arena, and the Dungeon of Doom are presumably on stage. I think this was
awful.
filmed earlier in the day because there's
yeah?
no way they got through this without one of them laughing.
I was just extremely uncomfortable with the guy on the right and just his full
That's
eye
what
contact.
that's what it looks like when like I'm standing next to my like Vavoo's recliner. He's yelling at me.
Oh.
That was me as a kid getting yelled at by my grandfather.
I hope your Vavoo didn't have blade marks.
He looked just like that.
Is that what that is?
Oh yeah, the master played by Curtis Iakea. Curtis Iakea was a wrestler. I want to say in the 60s, 70s.
Why did he agree to this?
Because brother needs money.
He's one of Palpatine's clones.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in one of the jars in Rise of Skywalker.
He looks insane.
Those are all blade marks, though. I thought it was like makeup.
well on the roof of his head are blade
Yeah.
marks. Those are totally on the roof of his head. Those are blade marks. Him and Abdullah the Butcher have the worst fucking foreheads I've ever seen in my life. We throw to Mean Gene Okerlund backstage with Hulk Hogan, Jimmy Hart, and this random Denham family. And they're, I guess what I got from this is that like they won a motorcycle.
I want to know what they had to do to win the
No,
motorcycle.
the
though.
guy in the jacket next to Hogan won it.
The guy.
But what did he have to do?
Who the fuck's this? The family.
Back
then?
then, you probably just fucking put your name in the and sent it in the fucking what, like $1 or something.
Yeah.
Really?
It's like a raffle.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's a Hulkamaniac nonetheless.
You had to collect box tops, and then
Yeah.
you send them to WCW, and they're like, "Yo, you can win a motorcycle, dude."
But yeah, he won, and that the people in the middle are like a family that work for Harley Davidson. They gave him a bunch of fucking T-shirts, a bunch of merch,
Yeah.
and shit.
Okay, because I thought the
parts for the
family
thing.
won the bike.
No, because they have the parts for the bike. They got him like new parts. He has to go pick up the new parts, and hear all these fucking.
Why is
gimmicks.
this on a pay-per-view?
I don't know.
I watched this like 5 times, and I
think
don't know what happened.
My question is, how come I can't fucking win a Harley Davidson and fucking LA Knight fucking presents to me? You know what I mean? Why can't he do this again?
There was a cute moment in this promo where Mean Gene and Hogan look at each other. I snapped
And
it.
kiss.
No, they just look at each other. I don't know why, but they look at each other. They're like, "Hey, look at us.
Look at us.
How we doing?
Would you believe it?
Can you believe we're working for WCW?"
I can't believe it.
You know what I put in my notes?
That's what
For,
me and Andy look at each other when we're out with our wives. Like, we did okay for ourselves. I don't know how we did it, but well, we did pretty good for
I
ourselves.
think we did good.
You know what I put in my notes?
What?
Read it, Mario, on the top. Read it on the mic. Yeah.
The very first one.
Yeah.
Oh no.
What did Kyle write?
I thought the same thing. Symbiote Jimmy Hart, comic book symbiote Hulk Hogan.
Oh my god.
That sounds really dumb, right? But like,
He is like Venom. I was
let
like,
me
this
break
is
it
so
down
cool.
for you. Yeah, yeah.
Symbiote Jimmy Hart.
And then comic book symbiote Hulk Hogan. Because this if you guys are confused and you're a comic book fan, let me break it down of what this Hulk Hogan gimmick means. Because this is not NWO Hulk Hogan.
No, this is Hulk embracing his dark side.
He's embracing the dark
'Cause
side.
they
He got a
shaved his
new
mustache.
suit.
Yeah,
he got a
mustache
new
is
suit
He's like
from Secret Wars.
yeah.
He's like Vision. If he loses his fucking Infinity Stone, which is his mustache, he like
goes
down.
crazy.
he dies.
Yeah, I watched the actual like shaving. I watched that segment, and Hogan the following week, no word of a lie, said, "Shaving off my mustache is like burning the American flag."
He's right.
That's
He's
a
right,
shoot.
by the way.
That's a shoot statement.
Because that's Hulk Hogan. You need to have that. But this is kinda cool. Because this Hulk Hogan still's uber babyface. Super Hulkamania. Still.
yeah, he's still,
But he looks like NWO Hogan.
They're
has
testing the waters.
He has the black suit.
Yeah, he's testing the waters.
He look. I
His
think
mind
he looks
isn't
dope.
controlled by the symbiote in this one.
He-
While
he-
NWO, that's like the
Yeah,
movies.
yeah. See,
like,
the
what's
symbiote
the game?
consumes him at
What's
Bash
the
of the Beach
game?
1996.
Web of Shadows. It's like Web of Shadows.
Yeah, the symbiote,
That's NWO Hulk
yeah.
Hogan.
That's when his mind's corrupted, and he tore the symbiote like the bell
His
tower.
mind is not corrupted here yet.
The bell tower scene, like that's Hogan ripping off.
Yeah,
he's
he's ripping his shirt.
He's ripping the symbiote off.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
The next match is Meng with Kevin Sullivan versus Lex Luger.
The Pumpkinhead.
This match was so
Snoozer.
boring, dude.
Is this the
this-
one that I fell asleep?
Yes, you fell
Okay,
asleep
yeah.
here. Kelly actually fell asleep to this match.
Yeah,
That
we had
was-
to
this-
finish the pay-per-view.
It was
the next day.
atrocious.
This match was my go take a piss real quick. I
Dude.
leaned over my dog. It's like, hey, let me know to finish when I come back.
This match was 13 minutes. They gave Sabu and JL 3 minutes. But this shit, rest holds on rest holds, like no,
Did they just overbook? Like,
no, there's no heat at all. Like I guess Meng's part of the Dungeon of Doom,
Which it's just
all these
fucking
and let's
it's
be
just
fa-
Haku.
let's be fair, guys. If we can be honest with ourselves,
I spilled my beverage. I'm sorry.
it's okay.
All over my leg.
Oh god.
Let's.
Do you need a paper towel?
Ah, I'm good.
It'll dry.
Okay.
Mario's pretty zoomed.
I'm podcasting. I'm here. I'm busy.
Okay, sorry. Okay, guys, let's be honest with ourselves. Okay, Lex Luger
It's really cold.
was never really over.
You weren't part of the Lex Express, Andrew?
Well, no, I was not part of the Lex Express. I
What's your fucking problem?
I guess I know what Vince was trying to do. He was trying to have another Hulk Hogan on his hands, but
Didn't work.
Lex Luger's just not charismatic. I'm sorry, he's not. He's just
I never fucked with Lex. either.
you can't like Hogan is so over the top, and he's got that fucking wet toilet paper hair, and he's got the big
Hulk
mustache.
Hogan is very exciting.
He's very exciting. Like he lights a room up. Where Lex walks in, it's just like, oh, okay. It's kind of like watching Austin Theory now. Like he should be over, but
Damn.
like
Yeah.
we can't. Like,
Damn.
he sucks. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
he's just pretty cringy.
At least Austin Theory's a good wrestler.
Sure, but,
I gotta give him.
but
that,
that's
you
only
know.
one piece of the Triforce, bro. You need the
I
You need
understand.
the Triforce of wisdom and fucking charisma.
I understand, but Lex isn't good at wrestling either, bro.
I know.
So it's like he's way worse in my opinion.
It's rough, and especially this match too. Meng, who is apparently
Love Haku,
I do love Haku as well,
but this is weird for him.
Did he have like a? Did he could not? He decide what hairdo he wanted.
well, this was pre Royal Rumble 2001 Afro.
He's like, give me an afro and the give me the braids at the bottom, please.
Yeah, he's like Rasputia in Norbit, where she has a different hairstyle in every scene.
Every scene.
Every scene, it's a new hairstyle.
That movie's genius.
How you do?
This is by far the weirdest finish on the show, and that's saying something. Okay, so Haku pulls out like a golden blade, right? Like he pulls out like a little golden shiv. He stabs Lex Luger with it, right?
Yeah.
Right in front of the ref, stabs him with it, and then he covers him, and then Kevin Sullivan kicks Lex Luger. Like,
Taskmaster.
And Lex turns later that night.
so
like,
what's happening? This match was a waste of time.
That goes for a lot of the matches in this.
Yeah, for real.
This match was a complete waste of time because we know that at the end of the night, Lex Luger's going to turn. But, like, why put this effort in, like, actually wrestle each other and hurt each other? Like, that's stupid. We go backstage to Mean Gene Okerlund interviewing the Giant, a.k.a. Big Show, a.k.a. Paul White. No more BS, brother.
No more BS.
Main star of the Big Show.
I feel really bad for him because he's just a kid getting thrown into the main event.
He is, and I hate to put it on you, Paul White. I love you. I respect you a lot. You're not my cup of tea as like a wrestler. But
Kyle's like looking at the picture of him like it's his fucking wake.
Yeah.
But
You were a great wrestler.
over here, dude,
Not the best.
it's tough.
Yeah, it's really
it's
hard.
real tough, and he's real like. You can tell he just got promo like advice from Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Because he's just
Shouting.
he's talking like Hulk Hogan, but evil.
Yeah.
He's a heel Hulk Hogan.
It's so bizarre. To my recollection, like the Giant in WCW was cool, But like when you watch this, and
this
he's just
is
like,
not cool.
Dungeon of Doom.
It's because he's with Dungeon and Doom.
Yeah, it's
I'm
so
sure
dumb.
it's way better after this.
He squeezes Mean Gene's hand, which expanded throughout the rest of his life. His hands, his hands got very big towards the end of his life.
His Mean Gene's hand never stopped getting swollen. His hand like in Legends House era. In Legend House era,
Legends House.
he looks like Hellboy. Like he had a Hellboy arm.
He looked like he had a Hulk fist.
Giant.
I wish when he was holding his hand when he got squeezed, like they had the little spider graphic come by
Oh my god.
and then have him bite him on the fucking
You
hand.
fucking Mark.
They become Spider-Man.
You're a fucking Mark. I love it though.
So we got the two horsemen, Brian Pillman and Arn Anderson versus Sting and Ric Flair. Ric Flair got beat up by the horsemen. That was like the long-running theme of this this pay-per-view, where Ric Flair got attacked in the beginning or something like that. But Sting basically did the first part of the match by himself, and this was awesome. Watching Sting and Arn Anderson just like chain wrestle and Brian Pillman on the outside healing it up. Like, it's perfect. And Arn Anderson's so underrated.
It really stands out to like the other talent as well, and like especially seeing Hulk Hogan and the Giant main event, and you're seeing Sting over here with like Arn Anderson, and Sting is so exciting.
He's great. Kelly couldn't believe this was Sting.
Yeah.
Wow, really? Yeah.
I'm used to old man Sting.
Yeah, this must have
And
been
he
a
looks
shocker.
Like Cody Rhodes.
Pretty much.
So I asked Andrew this, and I was like, why do they call him Surfer Sting? I don't understand.
Because he was from Venice Beach. That was like his gimmick. He was from Venice Beach, California. And like he was like a beach bum. And I don't know. He was just, I don't know. He's kind of had a beachy vibe.
Okay.
And I don't know why the surfer
Because
thing came up.
I'm not familiar with this era.
Me neither.
Like,
even though this was the first version of Sting that I saw.
Did you see him turn like to
No,
Pro Sting?
I didn't watch any of that. I was into WWF.
Pro Sting is so cool.
I definitely remember playing with like this era Sting like action figure that my uncles had.
Yeah, because they were WCW fans in like the
I
early
think
90s.
so, yeah.
Ric Flair comes out halfway through the match.
With like street clothes.
Yeah, he looks like
Takes his shirt off.
He looks like a Radio Shack employee running at Arn Anderson and Brian
Damn.
Pillman. He can't wait to get his fucking hands on
He's
him.
more
And
dripped out than that. Come on.
this whole match was a story of can Sting tag Ric Flair Flair is going absolutely apeshit on the apron. He's pacing back and forth. He's strutting, wooing the crowd, trying to get them into this match. And it worked. This match was fucking awesome.
Yeah, that the whole hot tag was so exciting.
They built to that hot tag, and when Sting inevitably gets to him, he doesn't even like tag him. He just like passes out into him, which I loved. But he tags him immediately. Flair comes in, bounces off the ropes, attacks Sting.
Man,
What a turn.
Sting is such in kayfabe, he's so stupid because he always falls for it. He always falls for Ric Flair. Like
again,
yeah,
I mean, it's Ric Flair.
it's like Crash
Yeah,
Bandicoot.
true.
Like every game, Cortex is like, "Oh, I'm on your side," but he always turns on him. You know what I mean? Like Ric Flair is Neo Cortex, basically.
Yeah.
But they all beat the shit out of Sting. You know, and Sting is the most sympathetic babyface ever. He's just on his hands and knees. He had a little bit of fight in him, and he was trying to get at those motherfuckers.
I gotta be honest, and I'm sure Mario, you feel the same. We were caught by surprise by that turn because again, I wasn't thinking in hindsight of the whole rivalry. I know I should have,
Yeah.
but again, like this era of wrestling, I'm not like super familiar with. And I'm still learning. When the hot tag came, I was like, "Yay!"
And then
the
he hits him-
immediate turn, I'm like, "No! What?" That's great.
Just the idea of Arn Anderson and Flair going at each other. It's, of course, two members of one of the most esteemed factions of all time, the Four Horsemen. It's kind of like the bloodline breaking up right now in WWE, where Jimmy's doing his own thing, Jay's whatever, the other way around.
But they'll always find their way back to each other.
Yeah, but like this was like hell of a fucking turn. Like, again, the reunion.
So again, with WCW being so poorly paced, it goes to a hotline show. They're beating the shit out of Sting, and Mean Gene's up on the stage. All right, call the hotline. It's like, what the fuck? Like, Ric Flair's beating the shit out of Sting. Don't do a hotline ad right now.
I love it. It shows Hawk like
Yeah, and Hawk's on the phone
making a
talking
phone
to
call,
What are you wearing?
helping this guy through
It's
like
Hawk doing
mental issues.
talking some dude off the leg. They come to the stage, join Mean Gene, and he's going. Ric Flair's going off. Another great Flair promo. Such a
Flair. Every time Flair's on the screen, I'm glued to it. And
Yeah.
it's
He's so funny.
It's so entertaining.
and I love
He is so full of energy.
mid 1995 to like 1999. That's like drunk college dad Ric Flair. So he's always wearing like khakis and he's
Causing a ruckus.
He's insane.
He's like Loki in WCW, man. He's just causing mischief. And
I'm the king of mischief, okay?
the god of mischief, brother.
But now we get a video package, and I think actually, Kelly, this is where you fell asleep. If I remember,
When did she fall asleep? That's the
I know
big
I
mystery.
wasn't
it was either during the Lex Luger match or this video package, but it showed you the events leading up to tonight's.
I'd draft
buffoonery.
King's bet that like Kelly fell asleep during Lex Luger
I think it was because I don't remember
because he's the most boring
Yeah.
thing ever.
this.
Well, I know you were
until
out
we
here
picked
because
it
I
up
looked
the second
over
day.
because I tapped her leg and I'm just like, oh, they're playing a video package.
Oh, you're missing the promo. Wake up.
But Hulk Hogan had like a, I guess he had a get together with a bunch of marks like in a parking lot, and the Giant comes over and he throws a T-shirt. He's like, "Do you know whose T-shirt this is?" And in kayfabe, okay, the Giant is Andre the Giant's son.
Yes.
Stupid.
What?
It's like
This
me.
is big.
It's like when
both
people
big.
say like, "Oh, what should I be for Halloween?" They're like, "You should be Professor X." I'm like, "Why? Because he's fucking bald." Like that's what it is. It's like because I'm bald, I have to be fucking
You should
Professor
be
X.
Andre the Giant's son.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
look-
dude, you're tall like him,
And
and
you wear
you wear the singlet like him.
Yeah.
The Dungeon of Doom shaved Hulk Hogan's prized possession, his mustache.
His life
That's
force.
They shave off his mustache and he embraces his dark side. Like, that's what did it. It wasn't Andre ripping the cross off of him in preparation for WrestleMania 3 for him to turn dark. No.
was the stash,
It was the
brother.
stash.
Can we make this version on 2K? Can you remove Hogan's mustache in Creator Mode?
You can mod it, I bet.
I'm kind of digging no mustache, black.
He doesn't look like the
outfit.
same person.
Yeah,
I like
it-
Symbiote Hulk Hogan. It's
Yeah,
kind of cool.
He looks like a new person.
I like Symbiote Hogan, too. But, like, Hogan, when he embraces his dark side, he gets his mustache shaved off. Like, what should he do? Should he challenge him to a grudge match? Should it be a steel cage? War games, maybe?
Monster trucks.
Monster
brother.
truck battle.
Ugh.
We got Eric Bischoff, I guess one of the engineers or something, and Bobby the Brain Heenan. And like
He's like the fucking janitor from Futurama.
It's so.
So who's this guy?
I don't know.
Monster truck.
He's a
commentator?
monster truck guy. He
He made the truck.
Yeah.
He made the monster truck.
Yeah,
That's right.
Each wheel is 1,000 pounds, brother. Bobby Heenan here, like you can tell he's trying his hardest to make this shit work. Like he's asking questions.
He is. Yeah, he's asking some really nifty questions.
He's
here.
being a professional.
Trying to make it sound credible.
He's trying.
Everything.
Eric Bischoff is young baby Eric Bischoff pre NWO, so like he was just like a random dude.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Was he not?
I think he was. He was WCW president here, but like I don't think
He wasn't like booking stuff or whatever.
I don't know. I think Kevin Sullivan was the booker at this time.
Well, gee, I can tell.
We go to the roof, and Hogan and Giant are.
Here it is.
They're getting prepared to go in their giant machines.
I love how they're being held back.
They're being held back because
I don't understand. Like,
yeah, because like God forbid they don't
like,
do the monster truck.
They're in
battle.
like their goofy like monster truck. They're
in their fire retardant gears.
And this guy who's explaining all the rules, he goes on like for 5 minutes and he's stumbling on his words.
Yeah, like
and he stinks.
He stinks, and I don't like him.
He stinks, and I don't like him.
So we start with just pushing
for the whole match
for 5 minutes. It's just like, it's going this way, it's going that way, bro. This went on forever. It was just pushing, and I'm pretty sure there was like an explosion at some point. I wasn't paying attention.
What's the name of this company again?
This is World Championship Wrestling.
Okay.
The fucking monster trucks, and this has Eric Bischoff written all over it because because he has such a hard on for like monster trucks and motorcycles and stupid shit like that. Like you can tell this was 100% Eric Bischoff. Like, hey, listen, I have this huge budget. Let's get fucking monster trucks and let's get giant arms on it. Like it was so stupid, and it went on just for so long. Mario, did Alicia watch this?
She was on the way out, and I was like she was getting dressed for work and stuff, and like she's looking at the screen for a minute, and then she's looked down at her phone. I'm like, babe, look, the monster truck match is coming on. She took one look at it. She's like, I'm leaving.
Kelly was totally out at this point.
Yeah.
It's just like unbelievable.
This was the main event.
Well, I watched it the next day, and the only thing I like about it is Hogan's truck.
Yeah,
it looks cool.
I want that shit in Rocket League, please.
Pretty good.
But Hulkster pushes him out. The crowd erupts, which was totally canned audio, by the way. The crowd did not care that much. It wasn't enough that we had a fucking sumo match. They get out, and they're about to throw down. Giant goes after Hulk, and they're on the ledge.
Does this remind you of James Bond? It felt like a James Bond fight.
It reminds
like
me
Jaws.
of a movie.
What movie?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3.
And he disappears.
Yeah.
Oh my
the
God.
Giant does the same exact thing.
The Giant falls off the fucking building.
And like, holy shit, man.
Hogan looks, he's like, oh no. All of a sudden becomes
Help!
Get help!
Help! Help!
He then becomes a babyface. He was his dark side, and then now he's
Hogan knew the outcome. Those are real strong people.
That pushed him over the edge when he hit Mary Jane.
Yeah,
That,
that's Peter shoving MG down.
Of course, someone's gonna fall. Come on now.
Bobby Heenan is choked up. He cannot hold back.
Bobby Heenan is like the definition of anxiety.
He's
like, I need answers right now. What's going on? What's going on? I need answers.
Eric Bischoff is being professional. That guy in the middle can give a fuck less. And
that guy doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't give a fuck.
But they are shook. Eric especially is shook as fuck.
But Bobby,
he's trying his best. Eric is trying his best to sell it.
Bobby is destroyed.
Bobby's great.
He is distraught. And instead of letting this marinate, right, they just cut to Lex Luger coming out and having a match. Lex Luger versus Randy Savage takes place. First of all, they both wrestled already. What's the point of this match?
Nothing.
And this match didn't even go on for that long, I don't think.
Not at all.
I gotta be honest.
5 minutes.
I didn't pay attention to this match at all, just cause like after that like debacle of like how you gonna top that?
How you gonna have a match right after somebody just died?
How are you gonna top like the monster truck in like Hulk Hogan killing somebody and Like
they just have a match. But they have a serviceable match. Bobby Heenan is shook on commentary, and he's asking for answers, and they're talking about that the whole time. Like, nobody cares about the match in ring.
Symbiote Jimmy Hart comes out.
Symbiote Jimmy Hart comes out, and I don't know why, but he takes a bump at some point in the match.
Oh.
Pretty good. Fucking Randy Savage with the win, hits him with his patented elbow drop.
Great every time.
Great every time. It looks fantastic.
It's great to see some Macho matches.
He is great. I love Macho Man. He's one of the best parts of the pay-per-view, even though the matches he was a part of were kind of stinky. Heenan is verklempt. He cannot...
He needs answers.
He needs answers.
And to his credit, they don't give him answers. Like, at all. They don't notify the commentary dude, at all.
Man.
Like, this guy's having a fucking panic attack.
Yeah, I know. He's just like, what's happening? What happened? I need answers right now. And Tony's just like,
I need a beverage.
Tony's just like, oh, we don't have answers, brain. I'm sorry. Like, he doesn't give a fuck.
Like, Heenan, he's like on his hands and knees. Like, no, he's on his knees.
He's like, do you want me to beg? I'll beg. And he gets on
And
his knees.
Shivani's corpsing. It's great.
Oh, really?
Just send us some information.
Hulk Hogan comes out after Michael Buffer says, here comes the Giant. Oh, wait a minute. Nope, Hulk Hogan's coming out.
Like, what the fuck?
They're so disorganized, but the pyro looks cool.
But yeah, but the promo he's cutting right here, it is so funny. He's like, I'm paraphrasing, but it's like, he was like, what happened up there? What's supposed to happen, dude? You know, he fell down. That's a long way down to the parking lot, brother. Shit kills me, dude. When he said that, that's a long way down the parking lot, brother.
Even in the face of death, Hogan's still like hot dogging. He's like, that's a long way to fall. Yeah. What the fuck are you talking
This is a
about?
ridiculous promo.
Like,
So
this guy died and you're fucking
right now
hot-dogging.
he's fighting off the symbiote right now. He's like, I didn't mean to do that, brother.
Yeah, he's fighting off the symbiote. This is
I didn't mean to slap Gwen Stacy, dude.
actually.
I mean Mary Jane. Sorry, brothers.
So Hogan cuts that sympathy promo, and then sure enough, the Giant comes
Well, I knew he was coming. He said it already.
unscathed,
Nothing. No bandages.
completely unscathed. Looked exactly like
no
he did
scars. He's not even like wet from like the water.
Yeah.
They
What
said
the
like
hell?
he fell in the river
Or the
whatever
parking lot.
fuck. Or the parking lot.
That
dude.
would have been a great thing. Just put seaweed and shit on him.
Oh, and he comes out with like Swamp Thing or some shit.
That would have been cool. We already got a goofy monster later on. So.
And Hogan, it's so funny because Giant comes to the ring. He's like, "Come on, let's have our match." And Hogan's like, "No, I don't want to have a match now." Dude. Like he's on the outside, like just running away from him. It's like such a chicken shit. But it is like 80s formula. Like,
it really is.
Dude,
it
like
really
like
is.
another instance of the camera people fucking up. It's like we don't even get to see the proper reveal that he has the
Yeah.
Taskmaster.
Oh, yeah.
The camera's on fucking Big Show, fucking Giant.
Yeah.
And his reaction. And then like a couple spots start happening. Then they zoom in and say, "Oh, look at him! He's turning. He has the dark mark and all that shit." Like, you gotta fucking show that off that's happening.
I was too busy looking at his hairline.
yeah, Kelly was burying his hairline at the end of the show. Like,
I wasn't
God,
trying to bury it,
He's
but I
never
was
had
like,
a hairline.
he's okay.
How old was he here? 43.
Yeah, you know, it
Really?
was 42, I think.
Even
Wow.
like the early days, he still had like a fucking
Oh
fucked
my
up hairline.
God.
For sure.
We watched it,
But
like,
he's still over.
proceed.
It's classic. It's a classic like toilet paper curtain hair.
Guys, this is on par with the Lex Luger Meng match where it was so boring.
Like you said before, 80s formula.
This
It's
is
just test of strength, Jones.
Yeah, test of strength.
Not exciting.
Hugging
Boring.
contest.
Literally, they're hugging each other. They're
Oh my
humping
God,
each
this-
other. It's not
Yeah.
exciting.
Oh, dude, the bear hugs in this match are so hard to watch because it's like such a like a.
And they're like shaking.
Oh
like
my
it's
God.
like it's like
Mini
dude,
me
it
off,
is so
no humping.
It is not exciting. It is so not exciting.
It's not, and it may have worked in 1985, but in 1995, like, come on, you had some great wrestling earlier on in the show, like, and I know Hogan can work. You've seen clips of him in Japan. Have great matches in America, dude. Like, what the fuck are you doing this 80s hokey shit for?
If I paid top dollar to come see this, I'm going home after Rick.
Yeah.
Because this is fucking stupid. Like a monster truck match, I gotta watch on a TV screen.
It's
And
insane.
then this happens after there's mummies and like the sloppiest finish in the world.
Oh my god.
I would have wanted my money back, dude.
So like most Hogan matches, he takes a bunch of offense and then he no sells. He does the Hogan looking at the crowd, hot
Classic.
dogging.
It's classic.
It is.
I gotta give it that.
It is.
I love it.
I know you love it. You fucking mark for Hogan.
I fucking.
You love Hulk Hogan.
I like Hulk Hogan. I do not like Terry Bollea.
I'm with you, man. I'm
Yeah,
with you.
we have that on record.
But Giant, I believe, kicks out of the leg drop, right? Oh no, he hits the leg drop, and then Jimmy Hart hits the referee with the belt, and then he's down.
Yeah, that caught me by surprise a little bit, seeing all that scummy fuck Jimmy Hart.
So Jimmy
It's
Hart.
Symbiote Jimmy Hart.
So was
dude.
he out
Actually,
during that Savage match to scout Lex Luger
Hey,
to join the
exactly.
Dungeon of Doom?
It's Venom Jimmy Hart, by the way. Jimmy Hart
Turning on Hulk Hogan,
hitting
no
the
less.
ref, and then he was like fucking with Hulk Hogan, like no, I didn't hit him, and then he fucking hits Hulk Hogan.
What a piece
which
of
is
shit.
cool. Which
was very cool, but like
I
this,
like that.
It should have felt like a bigger
But
deal.
again, why is this on a pay-per-view? This is a fucking
it's like a television
pay-per-view title match. God damn it! Why are you doing this?
main event, no less. Jimmy Hart attacks Hogan, and the crowd should have erupted, but they didn't. They just sat on their hands.
The crowd goes wild.
Well, look what's happening in the ring, man.
Just so much shit. Kevin Sullivan's there, and Jimmy Hart is.
it gets
fucking
worse.
Give
dancing
it a
around.
minute. Wait till you see what it looks like in a few
gets
frames.
worse.
So Lex Luger comes to the ring with Randy Savage to, I guess, help Hulk, but then Luger turns on Savage, and all the Dungeon of Doom guys are just in the ring.
The thing with Lex Luger as well, not really a reaction
No, nothing.
when he turns on like
He
Macho
just starts
Man.
kicking Savage out of nowhere.
Not really, like there's no like moment for it, and
No,
there's no like
at
it just
all.
happens out of nowhere.
And he's got him in a bear hug, and then the fucking Yeti makes his way to the ring. The Yeti was teased on the go home for this fucking pay-per-view, and I'm sure people were delighted to be like, oh, I can't wait to part with my $50.
Who was the man in the Yeti?
So that would be Reese. He was in Raven's flock. Tall guy. Yeah. So Reese is dressed as
Poor guy.
He's a mummy, but they call him the Yeti. A Yeti.
Why?
I don't know. Because they're stupid. It's WCW.
Looks
Kyle.
like it.
It's WCW. But the Yeti comes out.
And he hugs and humps Hogan
Yeah,
for
he's like
a minute
humping him
straight.
like a dog.
It's
It's
the most.
It's delicious garbage, though.
I don't know about that.
It's
I don't
so,
think
Yeah,
it's delicious.
I wasn't in on it.
Imagine watching this in the crowd.
Look at that little kid. That little kid
He just doesn't care.
Where is he today?
Where's his head?
There
He saw
is
that.
rightfully.
Look at all the little kids. None of them care.
And then the show just kind of ends with this.
Yeah, that's it.
With Jimmy Hart, Lex Luger, the Yeti, Giant. They're all fucking Dungeon of
It's
Doom.
it's a typical TV ending.
I swear to God,
Cliffhanger.
It should have been an ending to a TV show. Don't do this on a pay-per-view. Look at all those.
It shouldn't have been an ending to anything. But,
Honestly, you're right.
but
And
still,
it cuts back to Shivani and Heenan, and there's
how do you
clearly
not have a
empty
straight
seats
face?
in the crowd.
How do you have a straight face?
Clearly empty seats in the crowd. Like people are just fucking okay. Bye.
Yeah,
And that's the show. Credits roll.
that's it.
Guys, this pay-per-view was
Not good.
it was
No.
yeah, it was very bad. And I'm happy we watched it because I feel like
I'm glad I watched it. I think it's memorable.
we had to experience it. You knew that at some point while doing this podcast I would bring up the Yeti, and I wanted everybody to have a fresh memory of that. So I'm bummed that I watched it, but I'm also happy I watched it.
I'm just happy I'm like getting seasoned through like new like wrestling. Like I haven't seen anything like this.
Yeah, because the Rumble pay-per-view and then this, like you're getting a taste of
I
90s
saw
pro wrestling.
I did see the Rumble prior, but like I do want to. I'm very foreign to WCW stuff, so getting to watch WCW stuff is nice, even though overall I don't really fuck with WCW.
And if you guys want, we can revisit WCW down the road, perhaps like
How about
2000 WCW.
oh please, Andrew, I'm begging you, can we please watch something good
Like a good WCW show?
like next?
I'll
Can we
think
watch
about it.
something good next?
You want to watch something good next?
Yes.
I'll think about it. But yeah, guys, that is it for Wrestling is Real. Thank you so much for joining us as always. And if you like what you hear, you like what you see, Be sure to give a thumbs up to this video as well as a subscription if you're on YouTube. We also have a Spotify page. The link is in the description below, as well as a TikTok. Mario's manning the TikTok.
TikTok, brother.
Love
Okay.
it. So
Filters.
yeah, as for Wrestling's Real, I'm Andy.
I'm Kyle.
And I'm Mario.
I'm Kelly.
That's Kelly.
That's me.
And remember, guys, wrestling is real.
I will never make fun of time of people that donate their personal time to making children better.